Hello my loves, today we are going to do a recreation. Let me show you screenshots I took. This is by Glam by Marja. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I will obviously put pictures on the screen so you can see the glam better, but I am obsessed with this like pink look. So today we're going to recreate it and we're going to do super flawless skin, nice big lashes, and then this really pretty like intense but not, it's like soft glam except it's like really dramatic. It's very contrasty. There's a lot of blush, bright under eye, you know, all of that type thing, but it's just, I don't know, it's subtle kind of like the eye makeup subtle. I don't know, let's just recreate it and see where we go. I can't promise it's gonna look identical, but it's my inspo for sure. Actually, I really want to use a sponge, so I'll go wet this. Sponge is complete. I also have a package here from Tarte, so let's see if there's anything in here we can try. Right, it is some kind of lip collection. Maracuja Juicy Lip Liner and the Juicy Lip Gloss, and there's little charms. Oh my god. How cute. I don't even know if any of these are going to be suitable for today's look, but are the charms inside? Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh, it's a little rainbow. How do they work? Okay. So cute. I don't know if we're even going to use them, but I think I'm going to have to do a little short on those. I'm going to start with a little bit of Easy Blur Primer just because the model's skin is literally so blurred and perfect. And I've already got all my skincare on. And I've also just filled in my brows, but I need to carve them out with a little bit of concealer still. Also, I had my lips filled. It was kind of spontaneous-ish. Obviously, I have had them done in the past, I got them dissolved, and then I just like felt like doing them again. So booked in and here we are. They're still a little bit swollen. I got them done under a week ago, but I'm obsessed. I wanted more like vertical, like fullness this time. I really like them. I'm just gonna let that like marinate, and I'm going to put a little bit of this concealer in P3 over my lids just to carve out the brow. Where art thou, brush? I tried to trim my eyebrows a little bit thinner. I don't want thin brows, but just a little bit. And then just blending most of the product away so there's no like harsh line. Whew, I just had to turn on the aircon. It is literally cooking in here, and I thought I already did it, and I was like, why am I not cooling down? Didn't do it. Let me just dry off my boob sweat. Foundation time. I'm gonna go in with my current favorite. You know, I already did a foundation first impression review on this. I'm obsessed with it. I feel like, have I used it with a sponge before? I don't feel like I have. What I'm gonna do is just like spread it around with a brush first. I'm just gonna do like one pump per half of my face. And then I'm just gonna go over it with a sponge to keep it nice and light. I'm obsessed with this formula. I love it so much. I am definitely gonna buy another one for when I've got less fake tan on, even though I'm pretty much always fake tan, but that's how much I love it. Like, I think it's worth every single cent. Just putting whatever's left on this brush on my forehead. I don't really care about having a lot of coverage up here. It's more just about like matching the color to the rest of my face. And I am so puffy right now. Number one, I am due for my period. So I've got my puffy face going. Number two, allergies. Holy crap. I swear, every moment that goes on in my life, every second I get older, my allergies get worse and worse and worse. I actually am at the point where I definitely need to go to my doctor and like let them know. Like, surely there's a better way. I saw someone talking about like an injection you can get. Like, it's at that point, honestly. I'm just going in with another layer on my sponge to keep it nice and thin, just where I want the extra coverage, like where I've got redness. Then I heard you can blow friggin' Botox up your nose, apparently. Oh, has anyone ever tried that? Oh my gosh, this is just so pretty. I think I'll do some bronzer before my under eye concealer. I'm gonna do a little bit of cream. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the shade Bonfire from Natasha Denona. It's not a super bronzy look. I'm just gonna put it onto the back of this, but it's definitely a little bit bronze just around the temples and like, you know, the usual suspects. It's obviously mainly about the blush. I'm just mixing a little bit onto that foundation brush I used before. Still don't really know like what I think about these bronzers. I haven't used them heaps yet. I mean, they blend out beautifully, and I just thought, you know, because we're using the Natasha Denona foundation. Do you guys still want me to do like a full face of Natasha Denona makeup? Because I would be very keen. It's one of my favorite brands, 100%. You know, honestly, that bronzer is beautiful. You need like pissel though. Like that amount that I squirted out is way too much. You live and you learn. I think this shade's called like medium warm. It's very pretty. There's a lot of different shades of this though. Let's do a little down the nose. Beautiful. Guys, I'm feeling this. Like today's makeup is gonna be a bomb. Mark my words. Just using a little bit of concealer because I kind of blended it a little bit too far down. This is shade 7 from Danessa Myricks, the Yummy Skin. And I'll just use my sponge just to keep it nice and light. I was going to switch up the under eye, but then I chickened out. I was going to do the Danessa Myricks, which, I mean, is a beautiful concealer, but then I was like, oh, you know what? We're just going to stick to my favorite. My god, all these products are just melting together like butter. I should have used the Natasha Denona primer that I've like literally barely still tried, and it's been out for like forever, and it's been in my drawer. I think I used it like once or twice. And there's like a bronze one, I think. I'm sure I've got both and I just never used them. Maybe I even decluttered one of them. Gosh, I can't even remember. Let's quickly set that under eye concealer. I'm using a little bit of my Flower Nose powder. I'm not going to use too much because I think I'm going to use a pink under eye powder later, so I'll have to layer them, and I don't want to be too like cakey under the eye. So just a little bit, just enough to like set it until later. The eyes have a bit of a like subtle kind of soft cut crease. It's just like a very defined crease. Really nice and warm through the crease, like chocolatey, and then a little bit of like an ombre brown eyeliner, white to pink to like a light neutral kind of gradient on the lid with a little bit of a top coat kind of color that kind of has like a pink reflect to it. Now, could I go through her page and find a tutorial? Maybe. I kind of had a quick look and couldn't find one. I could find the cheeks, but not the eyes. You know what? Who cares though? Because we'll just do my own take on it anyway. I'm gonna take a firm blender brush I'm gonna start down here on like a light bronze, but I'm going to then move on to the darker bronze on top of it once I've kind of mapped it out. And it definitely like kind of travels down the nose a little bit. I don't know if that's really gonna suit my face shape, but we'll do it anyway. Then maybe just that lighter bronzer color that we used first, just on the outer corner. I'm just like pressing it right down. I might use like a base for the start of my lid just to really make the color pop. Even though the like picture reference isn't super dramatic and cut crease, I just think it'll look really nice. I'm gonna use this Crisp Finish Extra Spicy. I don't know which is the color name, but it's a P. Louise little paint. And I'm just going to go to like where that bronzer kind of meets at the end and then use my finger to pat it so that it blends, keeping most of that paint on the inner. These colors may not end up being the perfect matches, but I'm going to start with this skin tone highlight color. I think I'm just going to put that on the middle of the lid. That's going to be my middle color. And then I'm going to find like a baby pink for the start. Just blending a little bit more bronzer into that color. And then take your pale pink eyeshadow. I'm just going to use this old as a P. Louise palette, like a color kind of like that one there. Oh, that's a bit brighter than hers, but oh well. Like I said, it's my own spin, whatever. I think it looks really good though. I'm going to take the color that's like a little bit lighter from the palette, like a lighter pink, and just like go on top a little bit. The top coat color, I think I might even use this from Flower Nose. This is Ruby Berry, the palette. I did a whole video reviewing this entire collection. If you guys haven't seen it yet, look how adorable this packaging is. It's my previous video. I'll link it down below for you. Like how blimmin' cute. But this color here I feel like will give a kind of similar effect, just like a soft top coat vibe. And it's literally just like in the center it looks like. And look, the undertone and everything's a little bit different, but like I said, at this point, we're just rolling with whatever the heck I'm doing. And I think that looks sick regardless. Yeah, mine's a lot brighter than the model's picture. I'm going to use a little bit of shade 5 of the Ballet Swan collection Flower Nose little glitter as well, just because I think it'll look really cute. Yeah, that's cute. It's given like a couple extra chunks. I think I'll matte out the eyeliner with a brush. I'm going to use the darkest bronzer color, and it just kind of goes like halfway and diffuses out. Might use like this Glam eyeliner gel because it's a nice color for this, but sometimes the smudges, so we'll just see how we go, I guess. Hope for the best. Okay, I just found the picture of her eyes open as well, and it definitely looks like she's got some like in the tight line just here, and the inner corner is kind of like lined, so I'm gonna have to crouch down because I have to concentrate here. Just like a little bit like that. See the difference? Hopefully you can see the difference. And then under the waterline, she's got like a frosty silver. I'm gonna start with shade 4 under the eye. Okay, yeah, that's definitely too pink. I'll let that dry, and then I'm gonna go over with shade 3, which is true silver. Now hard out black lashes and maybe just a little tiny bit of shimmer on the brow bone. Okay, I'm gonna do mascara and I'll be back. I'll also put on some falsies here, so I'll let you know which ones I choose because I don't know right now, but it looks very cat eye, so here's the before. All right, the glue is still drying, but I just want to show you what technique I'm using to get this like subtle kind of cat eye. I think I've decided I'm over like full on cat eyelashes right now, but a subtle's okay. So I took my full volume lashes and then I trimmed them into like clusters. So basically every third bundle I trim. So there's like 3 little clusters in each one. I'm not going to use the very longest 3 today, so I'm taking that off. Take another 3. That's going to go on the outer corner, and then do like another couple cuts, and I've got like a shorter piece here that I'm going to put right in the middle of my eye, and what I'm going to do is put them underneath my lashes like this. Long piece. Make sure you put the glue on top of the lash since you're doing the unders, and then I'm not putting it right on the outer corner because my outer lashes droop down. I don't want my eye to look too droopy. I'll just let that dry for a second, and then obviously you can use these again and again. You can even use the ones that you're using on your eyes again and again. Just be careful when you remove them. Clean them off with some warm water. I feel like my very inner lashes look quite sad now though, so what I might do is just put on some individuals just to fill out that space so it doesn't look as dramatic. Literally just a whole lot of these individuals. This is the 8mm. So I did 2 8s, and now I'm doing a couple of 10s. And then I'll coat with more mascara once they're like completely dry. And then I'm taking one 12mm right next to where the cat eye ones start. Oh, that looks so beautiful. Just a side note, I suck at individuals. Like I suck at individuals, but applying them underneath is so much easier. Like I don't know, I just feel like you can really see what you're doing. I should have shown you like a really close up before and after, but just see how that looks so much more full, and then once we do some mascara it'll just really help as well. But I'll just make sure that that's super dry before we even go there. I don't want them to fall off. Let's do a little bit of face stuff. We wait for that. Oh my god, I just love the finish of my skin right now. Like look how like smooth my forehead looks right now. Like you can see I've still got some like, you know, like not acne, but like, you know, a bit of congestion and stuff, but like look at how smooth that foundation is on top of it. That is crazy, isn't it? So for the blush, I guess we're gonna go in with a little bit of like a cream first. So I'm gonna do a little bit of this on my cheeks, the Jelly Mist. I think I'm gonna go in with Princess Treatment by P. Louise. The blush is like high on the cheek, right under the outer corner of the eye. I am gonna try and do a bit of that, and also just keeping in mind my features are very different. Her face is like so oval and mine's like not. I'm trying to squeeze some product out of here. I just feel like it's really like, I don't know, can I unscrew them? I'm scared it's gonna like pop and explode. Gorgeous color. Okay, I'm gonna use my sponge to kind of blend that in. And I'm just like bringing it towards the inner corner. So I didn't apply any there, but as I blend, I'm like bringing it over like this towards my nose. Blush on top, I honestly feel like I'm just going to go in with this one. I think it's going to be perfect. I'm going to use the same brush to deposit. And then I think I'll do under eye powder and then blend everything together. I was going to use my Huda Beauty, but I might use this one, my She Glam. I'm going to take it on a clean powder puff. This just smooths the living crap out of my texture as well. I love it. People ask how I get rid of the under eye bags. It's literally matte powder. You just need matte under eye powder. Sometimes even if I use too much of the Huda Beauty one, it shows my under eyes really badly again. If you take a powder like this or the Flower Nose one, it really like snatches under the eyes and like removes the shadow. Obviously not perfectly because it's just my anatomy, but you get what I mean. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in with this brush and just kind of go all the way across just to make it a bit more pink. Now I'm gonna take a bronzer brush, but not for bronzer, for my Charlotte Tilbury. And I honestly don't feel like I need to add any more bronzer for this look. I feel like this is a good amount for like what the picture look like anyways. Even on my nose, like I don't know, it's set and it stayed nicely. It hasn't faded. I really like that bronzer. It doesn't really look like she's got highlighter on except maybe down like the center of her nose, but I want highlighter on. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this color. It's like a top coat, like white glitter, just because I think it'll look nice with the other stuff going on. I'm literally just patting a tiny bit just here. And then I'll take this color on my nose a little bit. Just adjusting to my taste. I want a little bit more glow than the model has. And then I'm going to do some faux freckles. She definitely has some faux freckles. I feel like her lower lashes are just so insane. This model, oh my gosh. I have hard out lash envy. I might just make mine a bit clumpier. And also cover those individuals. Oh my god, yes. Do you see that? Oh, they look so good. I can't really tell what she's got in her waterline. It kind of looks like nothing, but kind of looks grayish brownish sometimes, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just nothing. Just going over some moles and freckles and pimples. I literally brought another one of these just in case I ever lose this because I love it. I might do a little bit of nude in my waterline just because I think it'll suit my eye better. I'm using the Tarte Fake Awake right now. And I feel like we're almost done. We need to do the lips though. The lips are amazing. I'm so nervous. I think for my skin tone, I'm going to do a little mixture of Very Berry and Deep Rose from Huda Beauty. I'm going to start with Deep Rose and then darken with Very Berry. We want something like that, and then I'm just going to sharpen the edges. On the main part of the lip, it's very like pinky. I might just try on my finger the blush, and then I might lighten it a little. I'll just use a touch of the eye base I used already. I know it looks a little crazy, but hopefully when we gloss, it should all come together. We just need like a milky pink gloss. Sugar Baby from Huda Beauty, I think. It's giving Bratz dolls. I'm just gonna darken my eyebrows slightly with a little bit more of this brow gel just to get any like powders and things that may have floated up there. I think the lips are like way too much. Like I would never wear these out of the house, but you know, for the look, kind of cute. I'll probably like take this lip off soon and like replace it with something less full on. I don't know, maybe I'll film a little short doing that for you guys, just so you can see what I end up with on my lips instead of this for something a little bit more wearable. If I do that, it'll be up on my shorts tab already. I'll link it to this video. But yeah, that is the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and let me know if you like recreation videos because I actually love filming recreation videos. I do want to do some more recreating my really old tutorials as well at some stage. Oh, I'm getting goopy lip. Ugh. Let's do a quick close-up of the makeup for you. Man, my eyes are puffy. Look how nice and tidy the top of my lids look too when you do the lashes underneath. They look like lash extensions. It's like my favorite way to wear lashes lately. It's what I've been doing in like all of my short form content. Heaps of people are like, what are you doing differently to your makeup? And that's one of those things, is underneath. I actually need to squeeze these. Look, I told you guys this year we're getting hot. I was not playing. Why do my eyes look lopsided? I think I put the glitter too low on this side compared to this side. Oh well. These products are bomb. Everything I used on my face today, winners. Like I said, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!